respectfully request the great virtues Sangha, for the sake of this assembly and all living beings, please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung đến Đại Đức Tăng Thịnh, vì thứ Pháp hội cập nhật thiết chúng sanh, xin truyền妙pháp luân giáo đạo ngã môn, như hạ liêu sanh thoát sư ly khổ đắc lạc, tốc chứng vô sanh. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one.
Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one.
Namo Sadanto Suche Doye La Hedi San Miao Tan San Puto Xie.
Namo Sadanto Suche Doye La Hedi San Miao San Puto Xie.
Namo Takdakta Toya Daya Alaha De Tamil Tambo Da Toa.
Namo Takata Toya Daya Alaha De Tamil Tambo Da Toa.
The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. 无上甚深微妙法，百千万劫难遭遇。我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。On Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Venerable Huideng, Venerable Shenhua, Venerable Left-From People, and all good knowing advisors, 阿弥陀佛。诸佛菩萨、六祖师父、上人、各位出家人、各位上知识，阿弥陀佛。
阿弥陀佛。
Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Lục Tổ, Hòa Thượng Thiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is 17th October 2021. Thank you for coming to our gathering to continue discussing the very end of the sixth Patriarch Sutra. The last part of the 10th chapter. I made a change here on this thing here, on the request of Dharma, the great virtues. There's a difference between great virtues and great virtuous. Okay, please change it. I changed it last time. I don't know what happened to it. Last time, we spent a lot of time doing the translation of the Venerable Huineng's final verse to his pupil. So we expanded a lot of energy. So I think I want to stress to you that this is the kind of verse you want to memorize yourself when you meditate, and you should recite this verse, okay? And would help your meditation quite a bit. Okay? Okay, so just memorize these 4 lines. Alone and diligent, do not cultivate the good. Sore and sore, do not do evil. Still and stiller, cut off sight and sound. Broad and broader, the mind unattached. Just
积
it,
极
recite
断
it
见
when
闻
you
荡荡
yes,
心里中。
contemplate it. Just keep on going over the verse over and over and over again when you
你就不
meditate.
断的念它，
that's all
不
you
断
have
的
to
去
do.
观它，
I feel this verse is
一
a
遍
little
又一
bit
遍
better
的。
than the previous one, which
我
is
觉得这个
which
记
we
呢
did
是比
with
之前
the
的那个，
Southern
就是我们
language
用这个
a little bit too long,
南
and
方
it
腔
could be a
调
little bit
讲的
confusing
那
for
个，
you.
会比
And
较
the meaning
比起来比较容易记。
as you recite it and
你
you
就一直
understand
念，念到
that
最后呢，
alone and
你
diligent,
就会懂
meaning
了。
that you must, this journey is you yourself, you're on your own. Do
你
not
其实自
count
己心里
anyone
面，
else. Okay? And
就是说你其实
and
是
you are
在需要靠你自己
the
的。
army of good. Okay? So good is your nature. This is what we do. That's who
你
we
们的
are.
善是
So there's no
你们的
point
性
in
是善
thinking
的，
about good anymore.
不用再
All
想
right?
到善，
So alone and diligent. So
所以
you
呢，
practice diligently.
你们就要
And you
努
alone
力的
must practice with vigor. And soar and soar.
修
Okay?
行。
In order to soar,
那这个这
the
里讲的
requisite is
soar and soar，腾腾
avoid
不造
doing
恶。
evil. This is our secret. You know, when you do evil, that's when you get in trouble. You get all kinds of obstructions. When you do evil, the millions of obstructions, Dharma doors of obstruction will be open to you. And you will suffocate. Okay? You can't handle it. And this is why what differentiates us from people in the world. Left phone people do not do evil. Left phone people are not underhanded. Left phone people do not manipulate.
不会
Left phone
不
people
会
do not stab
不
people in
造
the
恶，
back.
不
Left phone
从背
people
后面呢，
do not make master lose his face.
不会让师父呢丢脸。
Still and stiller. Okay, cut off sight and sound. Okay, meaning that you need to still your mind. Stop thinking.
这个
Okay, and drop.
积极断见闻呢，
those
就是
thoughts
说
that
你要
arise.
停止你的念头，
Okay, and
然后呢，
do not attach like
把所有的
worldly people
心
to sight and sound.
把这个世间的看到
And
的东
finally,
西
broad and
跟
broader.
言语呢，
Okay,
不要
the mind should
不
be
要
not
执
be
着于
attached
荡
to
荡
any
心无
state.
着呢，就是
Your
心里面
achievement
呢不要
is
再
too
去
small to be attached to.
执着于任何这
Okay,
些
let go.
里面的东西。
You can do a lot more than that. Okay, it's not for you to understand.
不
Just
是让你
repeat these
可以理解
verses.
的。
I'm pretty happy with the English translation.
我其实非
It
常高
preserves a
兴
lot
当
of
这
the
个英
original
文的
Chinese
翻
teaching.
译，
Okay,
其
and
实
we add more interpretation for you, especially when you added still, stiller, broad and broader, and so forth. Okay,
你按这个，
so I feel
我
that
其实非常
because
开
of
心
this，
我非常
explanation
喜
in
欢这个
English
我们
and
后来把
we
它改的
explained
这
for
个
you,
英文，所以
you
我
will
觉
be
得
at an
你们呢，
advantage over the
你们
Chinese
其
if
实
they
会
were
有
if
这
they were
个，
just
当你
to
们
simply
只是
recite the verses
读
in
这个英文
Chinese.
的部分呢，你们如果
Okay.
照这个英文读呢，你
All
们会
right,
比
any
中国
questions?
的
Where
他
were
们
we?
只读这个中文的部分呢，会有一个会比较好一点。
Okay, so before he left,
所以当他在离开的之
interestingly,
后呢
he，meditated with
离
his
开之前
disciple.
呢，
Okay,
他跟他的
the
弟
last
子们
act
呢修
is
行，
not to pardon people like presidents or pardon turkeys. No, he meditated with his pupils.
他跟他
Okay.
的弟子
And
们打
then
坐，
he says, goodbye,
然后呢，他说
I'm leaving now.
我
Okay.
已经决定
Be
要走
well. Right? Okay, we on slide 298. Sutra text. In an instant, he changed, and a rare fragrance filled the room. A white rainbow linked with the earth, and the trees and the wood turned white. The birds and the beasts cried out in sorrow.
嫣然千化，于时异香满室，白红属地，林木变白，禽兽哀鸣。
Okay, 299. In instant,
229
he
页
changed.，
就在
Okay.
一刹那
He
之间他就
changed,
变了，
meaning in an
这是
instant,
他迁化，
when he said,
迁化
I'm
的意
leaving
思呢，
now,
就是说我现在离开，
instantaneously, he died. That is to prove to you
这就是证明给你
these great monks
这些大
can
和
have
尚呢
total control
可以有
over their
完全
lives. They can choose
可以
to
控
go
制他们的
whenever
生
they
命，
please.
他们可以选
Live
择
as long as
什么
they
时
want.
候走，他们想要什么时候
Yes,
走
8.
就走。
Catholic Daniel is asking, what do you mean by losing face?
天主教的 Daniel 问说：“你说失去面子是什么意思 ？Losing face，
Let me think about that.
让我想想，
This is a Buddhist thing that I'm not
是
sure
一
how to
个佛
answer
教
to
的东西，
the
我不知道
Catholic
要怎么样对
non-Asian
这个天主
Catholic.
教徒解释。
What does losing face mean to you?
什么是对你来说
Okay, it's an Asian thing. Someone Asian
失去面
explain
子
it
是
to
什
him.
么意思
He
呢？
doesn't come from an
一
Asian
个
thing
亚洲
where
人可以跟你解
in
释。
Asia we
这是
value
亚洲的
you know,
概念，
our
在亚
faces.
洲呢，
You know,
我们是
that's
非
why we
常
have a
着
lot of
重我们的
plastic
面
surgery.
子的，因为所以我们才会做很多的这个
He changed. So
手
he
术。
died instantaneously. Okay, so
他迁化，迁化就是他
he left his body,
他就离开他的
and a
身体
rare
了。
fragrance filled the room.
但是
This
呢，
rare
然后
fragrance here is not from
有这
him.
个于是异香满室，就是
Okay,
其实不是
because
他的
monks do
香
not
味，
wear
因为
perfume.
出家人是不
The rare
带香
fragrance
水
here
的，
is from
所以这个
the
奇怪的这个异香呢，
beings, spiritual
其
beings
实是这
who came and
个
make an offering to him. Okay, so most likely it's
这个
from
灵魂
the
呢，这些
heavenly beings who came down
天
and
神呢
offered the，
天神
fragrance
的灵呢，
Okay.
来
as
供养
the
他
last，act
在那个
of
时候，
offering
就是在
to
他
him.
死之前呢，
Okay.
给他做最后的供养。
And a white rainbow linked with the earth. Okay, and at
然后
that
白红属
time
地。
there's a white rainbow.
在那个时候
Not
呢，
sure that the rainbow has 7
不知道
colors
这
or
个
not, but it says the rainbow is
这个
of the color white. I'm sure that
这个
some
通常彩虹是七
wise
彩的，但
Asian
是它是
people
只
can
有一个
explain to
白
us
色
why
的
there's a
颜
rainbow
色
is，white.
所以
But,
通常亚洲人会说
it's,
这个
not
彩
colorful,
虹是
it's
白
white,
色的，
maybe white
它是白色的，
symbolizes sorrow. Okay.
白色可能代表
Funeral
悼念的意思。
Yes. Number 3.
第3号，
The white is a blending of all the colors, and to me it felt like everything became one.
Became one with white.
所以我的感觉是
White
一
is
切都变
actually
成
in the
一
color
个
spectrum is all the
但是白
colors
色
All
呢
the
colors，
其实在
Okay. Alright,
颜色
so the
的
white
这
is
个
from the
里面呢是
combination
属
of
于
all
它
the
代表
colors.
所有
You
的
put the
颜
white
色，
color through
因为
prism,
它
then
有
you have
所有的颜
7.
色，所以你当
Splits into 7.
这个
Alright.
白色呢，
Fine. Okay.
真的仔细看
Link
呢，
with
它
the
是可
earth.
以分成7种颜色的
All right.
属地。
So it's a beautiful thing. What can we say?
所以就是很美
All
的。
right. And the
能说
trees
什么
in
呢？
the wood turn white.
还有
Why is it white now?
木
The tree
林
becoming
木
white.
变白，
That's so apparently heaven and earth were moved. Okay, and birds and the beasts cried out in sorrow. Okay, so the birds and the beasts knew. How would they know? Clearly, these birds who cried out were not ordinary birds, not ordinary beasts. Okay, all right, so they can tell. Yeah, so
所以
most
他们就
likely
知
they're
道呢。
bodhisattvas in
所以就
in
是
the
他们
bodies
是
of
会是
birds,
菩萨
the
的。
bodies of beasts. Okay, but the Buddhists, the
但
Chinese
是
are
佛
very,
教
they're
呢，
very,
就是跟你
they're
说，他们是
very,
非常的，
very, how shall we say it? They're very discreet. They don't elaborate on this.
他其
Because
实
they
是
say,
没有，
let's not make a big deal out of this. Okay, let's not call this a miracle, if you will.
所以
Okay.
中
This
国
is
人其实
emotional
是非
moment
常
that's
的
not monetized.
谦虚的，他们不会把这个再详细的叙述，
Alright?
然后把
It's a
它讲的
private-
好像是一
private
个
thing
奇迹的
for
东西，
these
它其实是
birds
非
and
常
beasts
私人
who
的。
felt great
就是说
sorrow.
这些这个禽兽呢，他
Let's
们
not
在哀鸣呢，
exploit this.
其实我们不需要把这个
Let's not talk about
放大
why
化，
this is
不要
beautiful
讲说为什么
fragrance.
呢？
They
这
didn't
是
even
这个意
elaborate
象呢，
on
他们
what
都没有
kind of
在说
fragrance. Is
什
it
么样的
the
意
Alpha
象
type
呢？
or is it Chandana
是
fragrance?
可能他们是
No,
都没有
this is
解释说是
it's a
什么样的香
rare
味呢？是
fragrance.
想要放呢？
Alright?
就只是
Yes, number
说
3.
只是意象而已。
Thank you, Master. It's interesting to me that a rainbow linked with the earth is described here because that's also talked about in in Viking culture. It's a rainbow bridge is what takes you from
所
this
以他
world
说很有
to
意思，这里
Valhalla
讲这个所谓的白
Valhalla
虹呢，就是说
Yes
这个白
Valhalla
虹
is
的
the
这
Viking,
个虹呢，在他的那个
heaven,
Viking
Nirvana,
的
if you will. Okay,
那
our Nirvana is
个
their Valhalla.
会带你到
Yeah
这个 Valhalla，
All right.
就是说，
See, it's a
所以
wonderful,
其实
wonderful
呢是
happening.
有很多很多的
Okay?
很非常特别的现象
People
以
were
及奇
touched
象。所以
And，
但很
Not
多
only
人呢，
people, but
应
the
该当
heavens
时
were
是非常
touched.
感动及
Earth
哀伤
was
的，
touched.
意思就是
And
说，
even
这个
in
天
sentient
人呢
things
是
like
感
trees
动
and
的，
would turn
这个
white.
就连林木都
Okay?
变白了，
So the
然后禽
spirits
兽呢也
live in
哀
the
鸣，
trees. Okay?
是
So
这样的意思。
spiritual world were
所以在这个灵的
in
世界
sorrow,
呢，
and then the animal realm, the birds
这
and
个
beasts
动物界
were
呢，
very sorrowful.
禽兽呢，他们也都非
Okay
常的难过，
It's a sad, sad
是一
moment
个
for us,
非常悲伤的时期。
living beings. Why is it sad?
为什么
Sad
哀伤呢？
for us because we lost. This is a big loss for us.
因为是
Big
非常
loss
大
for
的
all of
这个
us. Okay?
对我们来
Okay,
说是非常
300
大的损失。
In the 11th month, a dispute arose among the officials, disciples, Sangha, and laity of the 3 countries of Guangzhou, Shaozhou, and Xinzhou as to who should receive the true body.
广绍新三郡官僚资门人僧俗真营真身。
Okay, 301. Master Shehu has a comment. He says those from Guangzhou, on that province, wanted to take the body to Faxing Temple. Their reasoning was the 6th patriarch has his head shaved there, and therefore he should return there to receive offerings. The Xinzhou people claimed that the great master is a native of Xinzhou, therefore he should go home.
所以就是你是
And
在
those
新
in
州的
Shaozhou,
人呢，邵州的人呢，就
Insisted
说
that
这
that's
个
where the 6th patriarch taught,
六祖呢，其实教的
and therefore he should
那
go
也
back there
差，所以你应该要
and
回去
for
呢，
people to come
让
and
大家呢
revere him. So all these have
他们都
all
争相
those
的
people
说，
have
其实
their
呢，意
own
思就是说，六祖
reasoning,
呢本
and
身
they all make
是
sense to me. So
这
what do we do?
个广州的邵
302.
州的人
As they
都要
could
争
not
相要
agree,
请他回
they
去
lit。incense and prayed, saying, "The master will return to the place indicated by the incense smoke."
莫觉所知，乃焚香导日，香烟止处，失所归焉。
303. So they fought. Okay, that's what people do. Okay.
所以他们就争说这个六祖的
when
事应该要回归
it's
哪
disappointing
一个
to
地
me
方呢？那他们
That
对我来
I
说
didn't
呢，
care.
其实是我
Even
是觉得
I
有点
saw,
失
I
望的，
read
就
these
是说
things as the
我在读
officials,
这
the
个部分是
disciples,
说
Sangha, and
这
laity.
些
Okay,
有关
three
郡的人呢，还有
counties, not countries. There's an R, extra R here.
这里面是 county 不是country。 在这里，
they
就是这里这些人呢，郡的人呢，跟这些官僚们呢，跟这个
fought
他的弟子呢，他们呢
Okay.
争夺这个六祖的这个遗体是应该要去哪里？
all these
中文
people,
就是
all
说，
these
这些
three
人呢，
counties, whether it's official,
广绍
where
兴
it's
三
lay
郡，
people,
不管
or
是
what is
人呢，
this word here? Disciples?
祭门
Sun Su, okay, the sun here, okay. So these monks fought, which is disappointing.
所以他们其实是在
Okay, and these
互相的
clearly
在
are not disciples of his. Okay, because the last thing you want to do as
所以
his
他们就是互相的
disciples
争执，
is
所以
to fight
很
over his
明确
body.
的，他不是他的
It's
弟子
a-
们，因为呢，
it's
他们
a
其实就是
distasteful thing to do. Okay, it's not how you honor his memory by fighting for his body. Yes,
就
number
是最
3.
后他们呢是这样子跟他们的。
Master, I'm wondering how much of this tiff is a more cultural, historical, as opposed to aspirational, spiritual. I believe that geography
因为我
and
相信呢，
kingdoms and power was real important to that part of the world during these times. And I'm
我
wondering
知道那个时
if
候，在那个
where
年代呢，
six
其实
patriarchs
非常重要的，
would
就是
or
能够
could
争
be
夺地
buried
盘是非常
doesn't
重要
really have
的。
anything to
所以
do
我
with the
就是说，
spirituality
这
of
个
the situation.
这个六祖在哪里呢？
Absolutely,
跟
you're
当时的
absolutely right.
这个地方
To
呢
me，
他
personally,
的东西在
It's
哪里？
perfectly
是
okay to be
他的身体在哪里
sorrowful,
呢？是有什
to
么
feel
差别
sad.
呢？就是对我来说呢，你
It's a
能够
natural and it is a healthy human feeling. Okay, but
对我来说呢，师父的意思是说，其实你们觉得哀伤是正常的，
fight for the body
但是呢
indicates that these people
是
really
表示说呢，
don't
这些人
understand the
呢，
Dharma.
表示他们真的不懂这个
Sorrow
法。
for your
这个
masters
对你的师
should
父
be a
呢，
private thing.
哀伤呢，
Maybe
应该
you
是
could get together
比较
and drink tea
私密的一件
or
事情。你们可以
Starbucks
在一起，
or
可能
liquor over it. Okay, but it's not
在一
something that
起
you go
喝
out
茶，
and
或者是喝
advertise with
Starbucks。
sorrow. You know,
但是呢，
our
不是说你
sorrows
去
and
外
with
面
our
呢，就
grief
是
because
去
our great master
就
left
是哀
us.
伤呢，就说因为我的
It's
师
not
父离开
something
我
you're
们了，
supposed
不
to
是
do.
你应
Okay,
该
it's a
做的
very
事
private
情，
affair,
其实是
if you
非
will.
常
Okay, and it's
私人
respect that.
的。
I will respect that.
但是呢，
Okay,
我是会
nothing wrong with feeling sad. Okay, of course, it is. You get attached to him because he did so much for you, so it's natural for you
但是
to
你
be
当然自然而
to
然的
express
非
your
常
sorrow
的
as a form of
执
gratitude.
着，你
Okay.
当然会觉得哀伤是
For
应
even
该
for
的
the
来
enlightened
作为
disciples,
悲哀。
okay,
但是
they
正
feel
是觉悟
sorrowful
的弟
too
子们呢，
because
他们也觉得是
because they're
哀伤的
extremely，grateful
因为呢，他们
to the
非
great
常非
master
常
Huineng.
的
Okay, but you
感
see,
激
the
慧能大
disciples
师，
should
但是
take
呢，
clue
这些人呢，
from these
其实
enlightened
应该
people
要
who
去
did
从
it
这
in a
些
private manner.
觉悟的人的
Okay,
他们
that's
自
from
己
wisdom. Instead,
隐
these
藏
people,
的
this,
隐
that's
藏
why
他们的
to
哀
me
伤
it's,
呢，
it's
其实呢，
disappointing that
而
the
不
Sangha,
是公开的哀伤，应该要向
the
他们学
Sangha
习。
would
那对我来说，
engage
就连僧人呢，连
in
僧
this
人
dispute
都会
of where the
在这
body
个
is
争
going
执
to
里
go.
面，就是这个身体应
It
该去哪
doesn't。speak well
所以
for the people who ran these temples.
就是连僧人都会争
Okay.。
其
If
实
you
对
were
这
the
个道
abbot
场
of those
的这个样
temples,
子，
you
其
allow these
实
people to
不
fight
是
to bring the body back to your
看起来
temple.
对这个
You
道
should
场
be
其实是
ashamed.
非
I
常不
would
利的一个表
abdicate,
现。
resign.
所以你如果是那个
That's
道
not
场
what
的
I represent.
abbot， 你是他的方丈，就你让这些人在
So
跟外面的人
disappointing
争
to，me
他应该到哪里？
that
是
the
我的话，
Sangha is
我会
involved
辞
in
职
fighting
的。
for this.
因为所以这个连僧人都在这边跟他们争呢，其实对我来说是觉得
The Sangha
是一件
representative
惭
of
愧
the
的一
great
件，
Dharma that
觉得
the
应
Master
该他们应该
brought
觉得惭
to
愧的
China.
事情。
Okay.
这并不
And
代表
so
他们的师父
they couldn't agree,
是怎么样
so
把这个
this
带
is what
到
the
这个
Buddhists
中
do.
国
They
的。
have all kinds of tricks. This case here, they chose to
所以在这里呢，他
light the
们选择呢，
incense
给
and
这个
ask for his guidance.
所
Okay.
以他们不知道怎么做呢，
And,
决定在这时候呢，
so that's what
就焚香
these people
祈祷，
understood.
看这个他们
Let's
决
move
定要
on.
去哪里。
304. The smoke went directly to Caoxi and so on the 13th day of the 11th month, the reliquary and the transmitted rope and bowl were returned there.
十香烟只管曹溪，11月13日，千神龛凭所传衣钵而归。
Reliquary, what does that mean? Huh? Reliquary. What? So the body? Coffin? Can we say coffin or no? It's not a coffin. But he's not cremated. How could there be relics? Yeah, one person at a time, please.
他们就说 reliquary 是什么？他们说就是他们的
Go
这
ahead,
个
ladies first.
这个，他说他已经还没有被
Number 4.
火化，他的这个
Reliquary
舍利
to
从哪
me
里来
is
呢
holy
？reliquary
objects
就是一
related
个
to
这个神
his
圣的，
person. So maybe pieces of hair, pieces
所以可
of
能是他的这
clothing
个
that they kept as sacred
衣
objects.
服，或者是
All
他
the-
的
well, in this
可
case
能
here,
是
the whole
他的
body,
一根头
basically.
发，或者
Very
是
good. Yes, 3.
他的指甲
I'm
什么的。那
supposing
在这里
that,
就是他的全身。
That's not with the body,
Not with the body. But
that he was cremated, and the reliquary is what's left, the robe and bowls and so forth like that, were sent to where the incense smoke pointed.
I don't think he was cremated at all. Otherwise, we wouldn't have this photo here. Could be the photo or the deep fake. Yes. Did you have something to
我不
say?
觉得
3?
他被这个
Thank
火
you,
化了，
Master.
不然就不会有后面这张
I mean,
照
at
片，
this
这边这张
point,
照片是假的。那我觉
He
得
kind
在
of brings
这
a
里
new
呢，
definition to
其
whole
实
body
就是把
sharira.
这个全身舍利呢，
So
就是
wouldn't
有一
his
个
whole
新
body
的
be the relic?
Yeah,
新的这个
absolutely.
But I had a question.
定义，所以他全身
Was
都是
it
舍
not
利吗？
customary to make your wishes known before you passed away at this time?
就是说那个时候其实，
Okay.
在那
Good
个时候就
question.
是说，他其
Shouldn't
实
he have given instructions as what to do? He surely he
他
did
那个
it
时候
on
是不
purpose.
是
He
应
left
该
a
是不是没
whole
有
body relic.
把那
And he
个
knew,
答
definitely
案
knew
就
that
是
people would fight over it.
在这个时候呢？
Is it to expose that monks and nuns? Or what?
所以他的问题就是说，他是不是在当时为什么不会
What do you think?
留下指示呢？因为他把他等于留下来
Why?
一个全身舍
Why
利。
didn't he
为
give
什么他
any
留下全身舍
instructions?
利，在死之前他并没有给他弟子们任何的指示呢？
To avoid all these conflicts and
那
make
为什么他不会
the master
把
lose face?
在他之前留下这个指示呢？然后
Which is
让他
worse
们
for
在
the
后面
Chinese.
为了争夺他们的这个身体呢？
You don't
然后
want to
反
make
而
a
让他们
Chinese
的这个
lose
弟子
face.
们
Yeah?
去争夺呢？
Why?
然后为什么要让他的最后让他
Maybe he forgot.
的
He's like after
师
meditation, he
父
forgot about oath.
失去
I
让他
better.
最后自己失去了
I'm
这
running
个
behind schedule. Let's get out of here.
失去了这个面子呢？
Any
师傅说可能他忘记了。
insights from a Chinese? This is where there's an advantage to be
你有没有
Chinese.
人
You have all this
你有任何
this
的
built-in
内
DNA
幕
that
呢？
we're not
就是你们
pre-programmed
是
with.
中国人，应该会有这样子比较知道
It
说
just,
为什
it
么
just left no
这个内幕
instructions.
呢？
So that's what happens.
就是为什么
Okay?
他会这
It
样
also-
选择这样子做
It
呢？
also shows that
就是他其实没
from
有
his perspective, I'm gone. So I don't
其
care
实
what
在
you
他
do.
的个人的想法里面，
Huh?
就是我已经离开了，我已经不在
Right?
乎你们
And
会怎么
you,
做
and
了。
after I died,
当
you
我
still
走
bother
之
me.
后
You
呢，
still ask me to
你们还是要问我
for
这些问
input.
题。
I mean, what kind of people are you?
你们是什么样？为什么
Now you
会这
know
样
why
子？
I'm
需要这
in
样
a
子？
hurry
为
to
什
get
么你
out
就
of
知
here.
道我为什么
Yes,
非常急着想要离
number
开呢？
4,
第四，
KNBC.
It seems as though the robe and the bowl and even the body were objects of use while he was here, but they're just objects, and he doesn't really. He
Yeah,
wants to show them they're not important.
they're not important to him from his perspective. Okay? So what it means is to me is
所以
that because it's not that
基本上
important
呢，这些东
to
西
him,
呢，其实
therefore,
对他来说
can
不
we
重
say
要。
this? And
所以
Chinese people do
我
not
们
be
可以这样
offended.
子说呢，
I have a way of
中国
offending
人
people.
呢
I don't know why.
不会觉
Why
得
happened today
很
happened to be Chinese?
冒犯呢？为什么今天呢
And
是
therefore,
在冒犯中国的人呢？
wherever it goes
中国人
is the
那个
least important place to me.
所
It's
以
like he doesn't care.
就是
If
其
you
实他不
really
在
have
乎。
wisdom
如果
like
你真
he
的是有
does,
智
they'll
慧
say,
呢，
"You
他
have
其
it.
实就
I
不
don't
在
want
乎
it."
吧。你
You
们去哪
understand?
里
Only you
去哪都没关系，你可
sticky,
以
IKEA
可
people.
以要去哪里
And
都
so
可以，我
you're
其
so
实不在
sticky. You
乎。
want, my body. You want my rope. You want my bowl. I mean, my
你
goodness,
要
it's
我
just
的身体，要我的
inanimate
衣钵，
objects.
其实
Who
呢，这就
cares?
只是一个身外之
What's
物
the
而
matter
已。
with you? Why would
谁
you
在
want
乎
it?
呢？
Why do you want my body?
你为什么要我的身体
Yeah,
呢？
3.
Thank you, Master. I think the reason
但是我觉得呢，
there would be
那
so
个原
much
因呢，
discussion over this is because when
会
you're
有
in the
很多
presence
讨
of a
论呢，是
Sharira,
因
it's
为
like
呢
being in the presence
当你
of
在
the
这个
Buddha
舍利面前呢，跟
themselves,
在
so
在
it
佛
has
面前
value
呢，它其实是有价值的。
beyond a discarded, stinky meat sack.
True. It is so true.
他们
He's
其实
right
呢
that
是觉
the
得，
ropes mean something, has
其实这个衣钵是有意义的，
Yes?
是有这个历史价值的。
The bowl, I mean,
这个
must be
衣
worth a
钵
lot of
呢
money. Imagine we have that bowl and put it on
应该
eBay.
是值很多钱的。如果我们把那个把那个衣钵放在eBay 上面
And
的
the
话，
body, clearly,
而
the
身体
body
呢，
is a
当然
marvel.
呢，
You think about it. So
就
all
好
these
像
three things
这
are
个宝物一
extraordinary
样，
things.
所以
I
这三
agree.
件呢是
These
价
are
值
great value to us.
非
And
常
if,
大的。
if you are a Buddhist disciple nowadays, I imagine people would be willing to bid billions of dollars for that bowl. I would if I had that money, that kind of money. Okay? And so I agree with you. There is
所以
certain
我
great
同意呢
value，
这其实呢
to
是
the
有
world.
非常大的
Okay.
这个
But
价值的。
for his enlightened disciples, they mean nothing. That's why they didn't fight for it. So that's why you have two
所以呢，你其
worlds
实有
where the
两种，
enlightened disciple world, okay, they grieved privately, okay, and the outside world where they made a big deal out of it.
所以我觉得他们的弟子们
And
应
so
该
that's
要
how it is.
私下的讨论，但是在外面呢，外面就是说他们
So
私下的哀伤，但是
regardless,
其
when
实
you
外
think
面的
about
人呢，
it,
他们是
even
非
if
常
he
非
gave
常生
specific
气的，
instructions,
就是
what
对不
makes
起，
you
非
think they
常
would not
非
fight?
常的
Remember, when your
把它当成一
grandfather
件大
died,
事
and he
的
left
这
a
样子。
will.
但是
Did
呢
your，parents,
我
your
就觉得他
uncles
们还
and
是不
your
会
aunts
不会
argue,
互相
especially
争
if
执
they
呢
left？
你记
behind
不
a
记
lot
得
of
你
money?
的
There's lots of
你
lawsuits
的
going
这个
around. Yes,
当你
that's
的
what
祖
happens.
父
So it doesn't matter
他
if
走
he
了以后，
gave
他留下
instructions or
了
not.
一
When
个
you
遗
think
嘱，然
about
后
it,
里
these
面呢，
people,
其实尤其
these
是后面
three
如果有很多
people,
财产的
the
话，你记
people
不记
from
得
the
你
three
的那些
counties would fight
阿姨呀、
regardless.
那些
No,
他们就会开始
I
在
don't
那
believe it.
边
There's no
争这
proof
件
he
事
gave
情，
such
或者是你的
instructions.
祖父母
You
的
know,
这些姐妹
and so
们啊
forth.
兄弟们
So,
就会互相争
it's not
产。
worth it. Okay, because the unenlightened, they still confuse people who do
但
what
是
they
呢，
do.
当然是会有
regardless.
这个迷惑的人要做他们要做的
Alright.
事情，但是跟他们争真的是不是值得的。
So that's why I went to
这就是为什么
Nanhua.
呢？他
Interesting.
就去了南华。
All right, 306. In the following year, on the 25th day, the 7th month, the body was removed from a reliquary, and disciple Fang Bian anointed it with incense paste.
次年7月25日出刊，弟子方便以香泥上之。
Okay. 307. Remembering the prophecy that his head would be taken, the disciples wrapped sheets of iron and lacquered cloth around his neck for protection, and then placed his body in the pagoda.
门人意念取首之际，乃以铁叶七布固护尸井入塔。
308. Just then, a white light appeared within the pagoda, shot up into the sky, and did not fade for 3 days.
忽于塔内白光出现，直上冲天，3日始散。
Miracle.
又是另外一个这个奇迹。
So the translation of ta
所以
into
这个
pagoda
塔
is a
呢
good translation
是把
to
它
me.
翻
Ta
成
like
pagoda
stupa. That's where you put
塔
the
不是
relics.
应该是 stupa 吗？
Pagoda is
不是
more
你
like,
把这个
I don't know, a
舍利
pagoda
放在一个 stupa 里面
with
的
the statues
pagoda
of the
呢？
Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, but stupa is where you put
这
the
个
relics.
这个
Yes.
pagoda 是放这个
Anyway,
像的，
doesn't
但是你
matter.
放这个
All right.
relics
So
放在
they
舍
have
利是放
these,
在
these
stupa 里面
you
的。
know, they took it out, and then some white lights appeared within the stupa, shot up into the sky, and did not fade for 3 days. Okay, more miracles. Okay, 310. The magistrate of Shaozhou reported this to the emperor and received an imperial order to erect a stone tablet commemorating the master's conduct in the way.
少州奏闻，奉敕立碑，祭师道恨。
Help me out. Conduct in the way. What does it tell you? It's a little bit confusing to me, the translation. Conduct in the way. You know, for us Westerners who don't understand Buddhism, what is
这个
conduct
conduct in the
of the
way
way?
在这个道恨这里讲的是什么呢？
Yes.
Master, it makes complete sense to me. It makes sense to me.
Makes sense to you.
对我来说是有道理的。
Why?
为什么呢？师父问说道恨这个 conduct in the way 是
It's
怎么翻译成这
really
样？对
straightforward.
西方人来说，其实没有什么道理的。
Straightforward to you. Okay, give it back to him. Yes, you have something to say. 3.
Thank you, Master. I think it could be more articulate
我觉得可以讲
for
的比较好一
for
点
a，
比
Western
较
person who's not
对
a
一个西
Buddhist.
方人，他们
If
不
that's
是
the-
佛教
the
徒呢，
question.
其实那就会是一个问题了。
Like the force was strong with this one, maybe more specific, for instance.
可能
Okay.
可能更仔细
Praise
一
the
点
Lord.。 Okay, conduct in the way. How would you convey this?
Conduct
How
in
would
the
you
way.
say? This is referred. Can we agree on this? Let's
所以这
let's
是
talk
在讲
about.
呢，
I don't know how to explain this
我不知道怎么
because
解释
the reason
呢，
I
就
ask
是我会
is
这样子
when I
问，
first
是因为
started
呢，
these
我刚
conduct
开
of
始
the
的时候，
way,
他
the
就
way
说
way
conduct
that
the
kind of
way the
thing.
way 这
For
个
for
这个
Western educated
对西
person who
方
has no
受
background,
过西方教育
Buddhism,
的
very
人，他
little
们不
background.
懂佛法的
It's
人呢，
it's unclear. It's
是
confusing,
不是
if you
很
will.
清楚？是
Okay.
很
Yes. How would
不清
how
楚是
would
什
we
么？
convey
它
this
是什么？
concept?
那我们要怎么样把
So,
这个概念讲出来
One
呢？
way could be, in some way, identifying profound accomplishments in cultivation.
Cultivation.
看到
Okay.
这
Yes.
个
Number 4.
identifying profound
Along
accomplishment
those lines, I was
cultivation
thinking like
我正想
commemorating the
说
master superior cultivation.
commemorate in the
Master's what?
master superior
Superior
cultivation。
cultivation.
No, we don't need to qualify it. See,
No，
you
我
need
们
to
不
be
需要
true to
加一个量词
the
在里面。
Chinese
我们其
concept
实
of
要把这个
Dao
中文这个
Xing,
道
which
行
means that Dao is
道
the Buddhist way. Okay,
就是
practice
这个
the
佛
way.
法的方式。
Proper cultivation.
Huh?
Proper cultivation.
Proper cultivation. Okay, anyone else? Yes.
You could say like spirituality.
Spirituality. No. We stick to conduct. There's some kind of conduct of the Buddhist way, but I'm not sure how to convey it. Yes.
The kind of a Catholic approach to this is when they
但
identify
是他就说，
saints.
其实
Okay.
当
They'll
用这
describe
个
the saints'
基督教，他们讲
skills
说
or
这个
achievements
圣
that separated them from normal people. So,
像他们是跟
like
玉
Saint Francis of Assisi had an
像
affinity
他
with
们在
animals.
解释说他们是跟这个
So if there was
So what
一般人不
affinity
一
does
样，
it
就
have
像
with you?
Saint Francis。
As far as you go.
we- he's the sixth patriarch.
其实就是这个六祖，就讲这些这
What
个
I'm，trying to tell you is this.
我试着在跟你
Yes,
说呢，
6. Did you have something to say, 6?
你是不是
Yes.
有什么
Master,
要
what
说
about
的？
commemorating the master's conduct in cultivating the way? You could put the cultivating in brackets to show it's sort of an insertion, but it might clarify the notion of way.
No. It's too long, Xianqie. It detracts from the meaning of this. They're
他
trying
就
to
说可
tell
不可以
us.
说 commemorating the
This
conduct，
emperor,
然
what
后
what does he?
就说
Why?
in
What
the-
is he doing?
你这样
Let's
跨
think
湖的
about.
位，
Let's
那
think
师傅就
about
说这样子
what
讲呢，其实是
is
太长了，所以我
what
们其实是在
message
说
is
他
the
的
emperor trying to tell his people?
这个是，就是其实你们要想说
And
他在
the
跟
emperor
他
says
要表达的这
the
个意
master,
义到底是
this
什么
great
呢？
monk
这个
here
国王就说，这个
practice
大
the
和尚呢，
Buddhist
他
path,
修行这个佛教的
right?
佛
So
教
he，want to commemorate
所以他
this
要呢
life of this great monk here
要
who
在
practiced the way.
讲
So my problem is not the words. It's the way they put together. In the
我
way
的
to
问题
me,
呢，不是这个名
okay,
字的问题，
personally,
是他们是
is
怎么把它写
superfluous.
在一起的。
okay? He says his life is
他说，
to
当他的
practice the
他
way.
的生命呢，其
That's
实就
all.
是
That's all he says.
就是纪
But the
念，
emperor says,
就是
see,
其实他
he
就是要
practiced the
纪
way.
念他在修
That's why I want to
道。
commemorate
那
this.
所以我们就
He
说我们要纪念他。
spent his
为
entire
什么要纪
life
念他？他
practicing
花
this Buddhist way.
他一生呢都在修行这个
And that's a
这个
great, a
这个他的道
tremendous
道恨
achievement.。Okay? Yes, 3.
Presence in the way.
Presence in a way.
presence in the way,
Master's presence in the way.
master's presence in the way.
Conduct is wrong.
Conduct 不是一个正确的
You
反
agree with
义。
that or not? It's not about conduct, it's about the practice.
其实就是他的修行。
Practice denotes
修行呢，
doing
其实
something.
就是让你
Conduct
可以
is
做一
more
些
like
东西。Conduct 就是
it
它
has-
其实就是有一
has
个，
moral
其实是有这个
judgments.
道德，
Yes.
还有一
It
个
has. It,
批判。
I prefer practice
我其实
because
是觉得
that's what
是应
he
该
does.
是
Practice is about doing.
修行呢，其实就是做。就是我觉得他说我觉得用 practice 这个字比较好，因为 practice
Okay.
就是他在做这件事情。
All right. So, in my opinion, it could to commemorate the master's way practice. I can live with that. Or
所以
practice
他就
of the way,
commemorate
not in the way. In is
master's
wrong.
way of practice.
Practice
他
off.
说是 practice in the way or practice off.
It's very simple. He lived his entire life to practice the Buddha's
所
way.
以他花一生的时间去
Magnificently.
修这个佛教
That's what the emperor is
的
trying
道
to
行
say.
这就是
It's not
这
a
个
conduct. He said he spent his entire life doing the Buddha's work.
这个
You agree?
当时
So
的
this
皇上试着在
translation
说的东西，所以这个
is
翻译
off.
呢，事实上呢
It doesn't
是
understand.
是有一
It
点
doesn't take
点
into
不对
consideration
的。
perspective to the
他
emperor
其实并
who
没有
says,
想到
I'm the
说
emperor.
他就
I
说我是
oversee,
emperor，
I
我
see
是
this
看
big
到
picture. I see this man there, this monk there, who is a shining example of how a monk should live his life and contribute to Buddhism and to my empire. That's his perspective. So you monks and nuns should use him as a standard for your practice of your Buddhist way. Okay? And that's how you can contribute to my empire. Does it make sense to you? This is where he's coming from. The emperor is a selfish, dude. He doesn't care about Buddhist way or not. Okay? All he cares about what he's doing there is a great thing and it benefits me greatly, benefits my people greatly. And what way? The Buddha way.
所以他就说他在那边
Does
做
it
的是
help?
最好的，帮助
So-
我们是最好的。
That's, maybe we change the practice of the way is fine,
所以
or
我
way
觉得
practice.
practice of
Either
the way
way,
是
I
可
can
以
live with
，or
that.
way practice。
Conduct in the way, I
Conduct in the
cannot live
way，
with that.
我其实
It's
没
a
有
little
办
bit
法
off.，
不喜欢那样
It's
子
a bit
听起来
off.
是有点奇怪的，
Okay?
好不好？
Can we agree on that? We
我们
still
可以
need to
同意
argue
吗
over this.
还是还要
Q&A.
讲这个？
Let's give Q&A a
Q&A.
chance.
Master, how about like excellence or excellence? Yeah, excellence.
Excellence.
他
In the
说
way.
excellence，excellence
Okay? Excellence. In the way.
in the way，
Excellence has
Excellence.
judgments in there. Okay? That's not the original meaning in Chinese. Okay? Daniel, put yourself in the boots of the emperor. Emperors rarely use excellence because the only one who's excellent is
因为呢 excellence
more.
emperor 很少会用 excellence 这个字
No one
的，
else deserves to
因
be
为
called
只有
excellent except more.
excellence 是我，
That's how
因为没
emperors
有人
think.
呢，这就是
I think
emperor 是这样
I
想的。
I've been an emperor a long time ago, so
我
I
以
kind of
前以
forgot
前是
how it's
emperor，我已
like.
经不太记得是
But
什么样
you know,
的，但是
it's
呢，
more.
就是我。
Okay. So, but you all understand the
你们
concept
都理
behind
解
here,
吗？这
but
个
you
就是说
you don't understand how the
但是你
emperor
们不
speaks.
懂 emperor 是
Okay?
怎么讲的。
You can
怎么
you
说话的。
capture. Excellent is what he's trying to say. Yes, absolutely.
他说
But he will not say it
他
except
不
for
会说
himself.
的。
Okay? All right. Moving on. So the magistrate of Xiaotou, meaning I think magistrate is more like the governor nowadays.
reported
to the emperor.
是现在所谓的
Brown nosing to the emperor. He said, Your Highness, Your Excellency, you need to know about this. See, remember? Hey, Saint Daniel, remember Your Excellency? Okay, because only you are excellent. No one else can be excellent.
excellent， 没有别人是可以 excellent。
And he received emperor an edict. It's an edict, imperial order edict, to erect a stone tablet commemorating a master's conduct of the way conduct. Okay.
所以这边的英文呢，又把它改成。
Thank you, Master. I know it's one more word, but
我知道还有另外一个
nowadays
字，
when
就
someone
是
gets
当有
awarded
人
a
说
Nobel Prize
到现在
for
有人呢
peace
给
for
丹
the
尼个
many
奖，或者比如
categories,
说像是
they're
诺贝
really
尔
setting
奖
an
或者是和
example
平奖呢，
by who they
他们
award
其
it
实
to.
就是在
So I think it's
他们等于
it's
是
not
一
that
个
they're-
大家的
the
标杆。
emperor is
那其实我
commemorating
觉
his
得这个皇帝
exemplary
呢，他是在
practice.
说，
Yes.
他其
But I
实
think
就是
exemplary
在纪念他的
would be the
这
simplest
个
way
是
to award
给大家。的
just to
它是一个大家的
signify
标准，所以
what the emperor
exemplary is 也是另外一个字，可以这样讲。
Anyone else
还
agree,
没有别的
disagree
人
with
同意
him?
不同意
I agree with him.
我其实
Okay.
同意，
But that's
但是
the
呢，
modern day
但是
way
这个
of thinking
是
of
现
stating
代
things.
的想
But
法，
you
现
do
在的
that
人在说东
in
西
meaning,
说话的
it's
方
correct,
式，但是如果我们这样
but
做，
it
意思是
is
相
a
同
wrong
的，但是
translation
呢
of the Chinese.
翻译呢，
So we
并没
need
有
to
把中文
compromise.
古时候那个
We
翻
can
译
talk
的
about
这
his
个
excellent conduct in the
说
way and
法
so
呢，把
forth,
它翻译出来，
exemplary and so
所以我们
forth,
就必
but
须
we don't
要
want to translate and add more to it, which is,
照
if
着
you
这
do
个
that, I would
之
not
前的
trust
讲
your
法。
translation. In other
所以，
words,
如果你这样做的
okay,
话，
what we're doing
我
is
就不会
we're
相信你的
translating
翻译，
from
因为我们是在
this
翻译这个
ancient
古代的
Chinese text,
中文言文，
ancient scripture
这
that
个
has
这个经文，
wisdom,
它是
meaning
其
that
中是有智慧的，表示
you
呢，
have to honor
你要
the wisdom from a
尊敬
person
当
who
初
transcribed
那个
it
人
for
在
us. So that's
把
not
它
add
写
or
出来
subtract from
的
it.
智慧，所以
That's
我
how
们
we
不
show
要
our
把它加跟
appreciation.
减，这就是我们
All
给
right?
他
So I
我
would
们
not
的
add
这个
exemplary.
感
I would
表
not
现我们
add
的感
excellent.
激
I。would not add anything. Just translate rawly, practice, way, practice of the way. Okay, as the Chinese emperor meant. Okay, so in a way we preserve
所以呢，对我们来说呢，
the
其实就
Chinese
是
culture. Okay, so it's a
Chinese
moment in time
culture.
for us. It's time stamp. That's how it is back then. Today would say yes, you're exemplary and you're most excellent and so forth. But back then they don't talk like that. All right, moving on. 312. The master springs and autumns were 76. The robe was transmitted to him when he was 24. And when he was 39, his hair was cut.
诗春秋70有6，年24传1 39著法。
Okay. So the Chinese said they say springs and autumns. Chinese people help us out. Why do you guys talk like that? Huh? Please, it doesn't make sense to me. Can you say?
为什么
He
要
was
说春
76 years
秋
old.
呢？
We have to go spring, summer,
春秋是一个时
and
代
autumn.
吧。
Now, to me, I said, what about winter? Why do you discriminate against summer and winter? Why you only focus on springs and autumn? I mean, you're supposed to be a language of wisdom, and yet you count wrong. It's illogical. Okay, Chinese people, to the
那
defense.
春 I think
Q&A.
哦， She's
One
gonna-
possible reason
Trun's gonna
is
do it. 春秋
so one possible reason is Chunqiu, spring and autumn, is an ancient text of history. So from then on, Chunqiu become it refers history or time past. It's a Chinese thing.
It's Chinese thing.
所以他就
Okay?
说，就是
So
春
it's
秋
like
其实就是在
a
历史里
literary
面
or
讲说，
poetic way of
其
putting
实就是一
things
个
for
比较
the refined Chinese.
就是说时
Is
间
that
时间
fair
已
to
经
say
过了，
Taiwanese?
对 ，Yeah，I think so.
Lady, you agree with that?
I agree with that.
Taiwanese no guts. Okay, so he was 76 years old. Okay, yes, go ahead, Q&A.
Master, I'm obviously not Chinese, but maybe it's too long to use all those seasons, and I like those 2 seasons.
其实
I like
说
those 2 seasons
那个
because
太长了。
like summer and winter are stationary, and it's talking about time passing, and those 2 periods are transitionary periods. So it's very poetic.
I disagree.
其实就是有一
Yes,
个诗意的感觉，他在讲春秋的
Emily
话。
from Emily, where spring brings the beginning and autumn brings fall.
那个
And from Diego,
春
he
是
said in
带
Spanish we use
开
something
始，他
similar.
就说在
We
西
say
班牙文也有这样说的
primaveras,。spring.
Yes. And autumn is what? This guy only gave us spring in Espanol, but he dropped autumn. Juan, what's autumn?
换 autumn 是什么？
Otoño. Thank you. It was in the tip of my tongue. I couldn't. Okay, because French is something similar. All right. So Q&A.
Q&A.
Di Đà Phật thầy, tiếng Việt Nam thì xuân thu hồi trước kia có nói là xuân thu chiến quốc là một cái thời chiến tranh dài, một cái thời đại dài. Thì trong trường hợp này thì nói xuân thu cũng là một cái thời đại của ngài Lục Tổ. Một cái khoảng thời gian nào đó mà dài thì người xưa người ta xài chữ xuân thu là cái gốc là từ xuân thu chiến quốc ra.
I'm so ashamed of this guy.
Yeah, that's what Wikipedia say.
So he cheated. See, that's why I'm so ashamed of him. I feel so ashamed that we speak the
所以
same
他
language.
就说，师父说，
So he looked
我
up
觉得
Wikipedia.
他让我很厉害，所以
Vietnamese
这个人他
Wikipedia.
看到了越南的这个
Let
Wikipedia，
Shannon
越南的
translate.
这个百科，
This is why
需要
I
先
explain you
人
why I
翻
feel
译。
so
我
ashamed.
就想说，为什么我觉得非
Lack
常的
of
惭愧，
originality.
一点
都
没有
Master,
特色。
so spring and autumn, it
他说
used to
春
be
秋呢，
referred to the period of
就
the
是说
Three Kingdom
三
in
国的时
Chinese
代，
history, and then
在
it
中国
was
的
the
历史上
period that has a lot of war
就是
happening.
有这个
So
很
we
多的战争开
use
始，
spring and
所以我们用
autumn
春秋
to
呢，
indicate that that is like
就
the
开
era
始
of
讲说那个就
the
是那
era
个
of
时
six
代，
patriarch. And
六
then
祖
when
的时
we
代。
want to
当我
express
们
like
呢
there was a long
要
period
讲
of time.
很长的时间，或者是来
Okay,
讲说我
Chinese,
们
go
要
ahead and disagree with
讲
Wikipedia.
很多的时间，很长的一段时间。
Hang on, A. Let's give Q&A the
我们
chance.
给 Q&A 一个机
There
会。
is just a little mix up between Three Kingdoms and then Spring and Autumn. There are different times. Anyway, but I
三
think the
个，所以
general
他就说
concept
春
is
秋，春
yeah,
秋
general
跟
concept
三国
is
时代的
yes,
春
there's
秋
a
其实是
historic
并不
time
是
period called 春秋,
一样的，
and
但
there
是
was
呢
also
是有一个
history
春秋的时
book
代，
called
但是
春秋
是
and
有一
also
个历史
there's
史
also
书
all
也
this
是叫春秋
literary
但是
meaning
呢是
and
有很多这个
yeah.
春秋这两个字其
We
实
all-
是有
we're
很
talking
多
about the
历
same
史的
thing.
名字，我们
No,
是
I
在讲意
disagree
思
with the
的，
Chinese.
是
Just
我不
say
同
you're
意
wrong.
呢。 就谁你就说你是错的嘛。
I'm for controversy. It wakes people up from their sleepiness from eating too much for lunch. Yes, 8. You don't have my problem. I'm fight and helping you fight your sleepiness.
我其实在帮助你们要
No,
不要
only
睡
to have to
着。
make sense of
我
the
其实是
scriptures
没有在
here.
跟你们
I need to
说。
wake you up at the same time. Yes, 8.
Diego said we only use spring. Catholic
Diego
Daniel
说我
said
们其实只
primavera
用
is
春
new, young,
节
full of life.
Primavera
Autumnal is
就是
decay,
非常
old,
多的
old death.
生
Anna
命。
said it's death and rebirth.
安娜说呢是
Death and rebirth.
death
Okay.
and rebirth。
Yeah, 3.
To elaborate on that, spring and summer, or spring and autumn, you can substitute for the master's
就是
births
说春
and
节
deaths
跟
were
春
76.
天跟秋天
So
呢，
year to year, new year, and then the year ends, it's the death of the year. It's been 76 of them.
Okay. I can't argue with that. It makes sense too. Yeah. Anyone
嗯，
else?
没有听得很清楚。
Okay. 6? No. 3 has a lot to say today.
3有很多要
Go
说的，
ahead.
今
Thank
天
you, Master.
请
So-
说，谢谢
So
师
was it
傅。
customary to be on a
所以是不
15-year
是
cycle for haircuts?
所以是不是有这个15年要剪一次头发呢？
We go to that. Thank you. Let's move on.
是
Thank
我
you
们
for
可
the
以
for the
我们
for
继续
the clue
做
for the
下去。
reminder.
谢
Let's
谢你
move
呢，
on.
告诉
Okay.
我们呢。
Enough is enough. So he was 76 years old, which is in
所以
China,
他已
which
经
is
是
at that
76
era.
岁了，
That's a
在
long
那个
life.
时候呢是非常
Especially for someone
长
who
寿
had
的，
a hard life
在
like
那
he
个
had.
时候，尤其是
Okay.
像他
And
活得
then,
非常有一个非常辛苦的。
So
然后
he
呢，
he became a patriarch
变
at
成
the
祖
age
师
of
呢，
24.
在第
So his
24
whole
岁，
practice, in
所以
order
他
to
整个的修
qualify
行呢，
to be
就
a
是为了
patriarch,
让他呢
consisted
成
of
为祖
what?
师呢，就是包括了什么
Yes.
呢？
And we're going to go back to that once we cycle back to the beginning of the sutra again. Okay. He didn't practice much at all,
他
right?
他其实并没有
Because basically
修太
he
多，他基本
listened
上呢
a phrase
他
from the
听
sutra
了
and became
在
a
那
fourth
个
stage
经文
aha.
一个
Yes.
一句话，
Went
他就
home
变
and
成
say,
四
"Hey,
果罗
Mom,
汉
I'm
回
out of
家，
here.
他就
Good
说
luck
妈
to
妈，
you.
我不待在，
Nice
我不待
knowing
在
you.
这，
Sayonara. So he left.
我就离开这
Very
了，所以他就离
unfilial
开了，
kind of thing
非
to
常
do.
不孝。
Okay. But he's a
但
he's
是
a
他是
future
一个祖
patriarch.
师，
Who
但是
are
他
we
是
to
未来祖师
criticize？
那我们怎么可以
He walked
批
from
判
his
他
mom's
呢？
house
然后
to
他就
the
从他妈妈
to
的
the fifth
房子
patriarch's
呢，到这个五
temple.
祖的地方
Probably
呢，
took
道场呢，
about
就
9 months.
大
You
概花
say?
了大概
Huh?
9个月的时间。
And then
然后
he
呢，他就
thrashed
在这边
rice
捣
for
米，
8 months.
捣米就捣
So
了
you're
8个
talking
月，
about
所以你
1.5
就讲说1年半的时间吧。
So his practice
所
has
以他的
nothing
修
to
行
do
呢
with meditation,
跟
no
打坐
chant,
一点关系没有
no
禅，
Buddha recitation,
没有念
no
佛名
mantra,
号，没
no
有
sutras,
念咒，没
nothing
有经文，
whatsoever.
什么都没有。
He worked.
他就只是工作而已，
Isn't that interesting?
不是
He
很有
worked.
意思吗？他就只是工作，
Isn't that the proof
不就是证明你说呢？
how wonderful the sudden teaching is?
这个顿教是多么的
Boom! He became a fourth stage aha
他变
with
成一
one
个四
line
果罗汉，
from the Vasha Sutra.
从这个《金刚经》里面的一句话里面，这就是顿悟，
Isn't it?
不是吗？
And then he thrashed rice for 8
然后他
months
就
and
捣
he
米捣了8
became
个月，
enlightened.
他就觉悟了。
Okay? Because by the time
因为
the
在那个
fifth
时候
patriarch
呢，
came
五
to
祖
see him
呢
and say, "Is the
就
rice
来跟他
ready?"
们说这个米已经熟
He
了吗？好
replied,
了，
"Oh,
准备
it's
好
been
了。
ready for quite a
他
while.
就说，还有一段时间。
What took you so long, man?" So fifth patriarch said, "Okay,
所以
come
五
see
祖就
me
说好，
quietly, discreetly." Okay? So tap his cane in his
你
back.
就
He
在
said,
跟他
back
说，
meaning when I'm lying
他就
down
在
at 3 o'clock in
就
the
是
morning,
说
come
3
see
点
me.
的时候，
Don't you sleep
3
tonight?
更的时候来，
So he came.
然后来
Okay,
来
so-
见我。
So So he
私下见
became
我，
a patriarch at
所
the
以他
age
就
of
成为一位主
24.
师，
Okay?
在
And then,
24岁的时候
and
成为
then,
主师。
and then, so he became enlightened. I mean, the patriarch, meaning that he's
主师呢
destined to do，
他
great
是
things
主
later.
要做
But he still has
大
to hone
东
his
西，但是
skills
他必
for
须要把
15
他
years.
的这个
This is where the work
skills
is.
有
Okay?
15年，
After he became
这是15年呢。
designated the
当他成为这个主师以后呢，
patriarch elect, incoming patriarch, okay, he has to work his butts off for
他是
15
要把
years.
他的工作
Okay,
呢
then
要做15
he
年，
showed up
还要很努力的
and started
努力
working.
的培养他的技能，
Okay.
培养15年，然后
And
他
in
就
particular,
出现了，就
this
开
is
始呢
important,
教导，
important
尤
that
其是
he
呢，
became a monk before he
他
started teaching.
他
He
是
could
在
have
教导
remained
之
as a
前
lay
呢，
person to teach. To him, it's the same whether he wears
因为他就 他在教导这
the
个
monk's
大
garbs
家
or
之
not.
前
He，still knows what he does.
重点是
Okay?
他
But
在教导之前呢，他就出
he
家了，所以
shaved
呢
his head.，
对他来说呢，是
Go through this ceremony
是出
thing.
家人
Big
跟
big
不是
deal
出
for
家人是
those
一
the
样
other
的。
monks at the time. Okay.
但是他呢，
And
还是呢成
relied
为了
on the
出家
sangha
人，
to transmit him the monk's precepts, which he doesn't need
然后
those
让
sanghas
这
to
个
transmit to him. Okay.
让这些僧
So-
团呢传
So
授这
that's
个
why
戒律给他，其实他是不需要的。 所以为什么呢？所以我
I'm kind of adamant about this.
我
Lay
其实
people
觉
should
得
not
这
be
些
teaching Mahayana on their own. They need to teach under the
那
umbrella
个
of，
所以
a
我
monk.
就非常强
Hopefully
调的
that
这一
monk
点
should
就
be better than
是
they are.
lay people，
Because
就是
otherwise,
在家人呢是
they
不
should
能
do
教
like the
或传授
sixth
大乘
patriarch,
佛法
shave
的
their head and，
他们
teach.
应该，他们不能
If
自
they
己
have
在
real
那边
wisdom.
教，他们要至少
This is
在一
my
个僧人
personal
之下
opinion,
教
okay? No，
他
one
们没
else's.
有真的智慧，这是我个人的意见
All，right?
好不好？
314.
300
For 37 years, he spoke Dharma to benefit living beings. 43 men inherited his Dharma, and an uncountable number awoke to the way and overstepped the common lot.
说法立身37载，四法43人，悟道超凡者，莫知其数。
Okay, let's see what kind of okay, so, all right, is there anything else in terms of commentary? Okay, so see, he taught for 37 years.
所以他教了
Okay,
37 年，
and part of teaching is that he spoke Dharma. Okay,
所以他就说法，
message to all of you,
所以
future,
跟你们大家所
future
说的呢，
important people,
未来重
Mahayana
要
out
的
there, you
大乘
have
佛法
to
的人呢
teach，the
就是你
Dharma.
们必须要教法，
You have to speak sutras. You have to
要
explain
说法，
shastras. You have to teach
要
Vinaya and
解
so
释
forth.
经
You have
文
to speak Dharma.
你
You
必
can't
须要
just say,
说
I
法，
teach
你就
Chan.
说我教
You
禅，
not propagating Mahayana. You
那
say,
你
I
就
only
不
teach
在
meditation. I only teach
传大乘
reciting
佛
Buddha
法。
name.
你说
I
我
only
只是
teach
要
mantras.
教
You have to
念咒，
explain sutras.
你必须要解释经文。
All right? So this monk here set the standards
所以这
for us to
个
follow.
师父呢，
He's one of the most
这个这
revered
位
monks
六祖
in the
呢，他就
history
给我
of
们
Chinese Buddhism. Okay?
作为一个标
He
准，
sets the standards
是
for
让我们可以跟
so
着他。
many of us in the
他其实
future.
就是我们很多人。
And in order to benefit living beings, you need to speak Dharma.
你要利益众生呢，你必须要说法。
Necessarily have to do charity work.
你不需
You don't
要
have
做
to build bridges.
你不
You
需
don't have
要
to
做
build
慈善事
stupas
业，你不
and
需要
temples and so
盖
forth.
道场
You
或
have
是
to
盖
speak Dharma.
桥、造桥，但是你必须要说法。
these people, these great men,
这些人呢，
okay, showed us how to do it.
教我们如何做。
I don't know anyone who has greater wisdom than Master Hui Neng. Who are
没有
we
人
to contradict him?
比慧能大师呢？
Or even if an emperor to label
我们
him
怎么样可以
as excellent
contradict？
or exemplary or outstanding or extraordinary and all those things. Who are we to dare put an adjective on what he does? Okay? So you have to speak Dharma to benefit living beings. Okay?
来利益众生。
And 43 men
但
inherited
是
his
43个
Dharma.
人呢，
Inherited his Dharma
把这个法
means that they
四法43人，
understood
就是他们
his Dharma
理解了他的法，
at a high level.
在一个高的程
Otherwise,
度
you
上面
cannot。call
但
an
是你
inheritance.
不能说他们四法。
What you inherit
你
something
所留
of
下的法
value,
呢，
like an
其实
apartment
是
building.
有价值的
Yes?
东西，比如说像
There's a
是
value
一个
to us.
公寓，
For
那
these
是
people,
有
these 43 men
利益的。这个
who are
43
enlightened
人
already,
呢，这些觉
what's the
悟的
value to
43 人呢，对他们
what do
来
you give them?
说，
They
他们
would
的
consider
什么是有价值的呢？
they
你
would
要
call
给他们
it
什
an
么，他才觉
inheritance.
得是有价值的，
Okay?
所以他们就
So,
会说那是一个
so these people, the
这些人
depth
呢
of understanding of the Dharma is pretty
可以
high.
让他们
Q&A,
理解
go
这
ahead.
个，他们能够理解的法
I
呢
just
是
want
非
to
常
point
高的。
out
我只
that
是
in
要
the Chinese
讲说，在
text,
中国，
it didn't say man, it just says person. 43 person.
这中文他是讲43人，他没有说是男人。
She discriminating against men, I think.
他是在歧视男人，对不对？
Go ahead, Ahong.
I mean, 43 people, not person. It's plural.
43 people 43个人。
Go ahead, hey. Tell them they're wrong.
告诉他们是
Catholic
错。
Daniel said, I think that
Catholic
when
Daniel
you do
说
charity work, it's an
当
excellent
你
way to
做
preach God's
慈
word
善事
without
业
saying
呢，其实
anything,
是
my
最
opinion.
好能够散播这个
Hallelujah.
天主的法，
I'm for
而不说
doing
任何
charity
事情
work.。But
所
it's
以
not
师
for
父
the
说哈
great
利路亚，
patriarchs.
我觉得做
Anyone else?
慈善事业是好的，
Why
做
does
慈
it
善
sound
是好
offensive
的，
to
但
you
是呢，
sometimes?
但是
Okay. Praise the Lord.
是不是听起来很自我防卫意味很强？
Men, not women,
们不是
not
women，
people,
不
not
是 people，
persons. He
不
said
是
men.
person，他是说 men。
Why can't we just say men?
为什么我们就不能说 man？
Why do you have to be politically correct?
为什么
I
一定要
disagree with
是
you.
非常的正确呢？
It's
我不
man
同
to
意，
me. It's not
就是
女
man
人。
不是女人
It's woman is 女人。
，woman 是
人
女
is
人，
man.
人
I'm
is
sorry.
man。
What is the matter with you? I'm a monk. I don't have to be
你
politically
们，
correct.
我是一
I
个
don't
和
have to
尚，
be
我不
nice.
需要
This is
是
my
很
sutra
我不
lecture.
需要。对你们好，这是我
I
的
don't
经
care what you say.
讲经，我
Okay?
不管你
I'm
们说什
sorry.
么。
Why can't we say
为
men?
什么我们不能说 man 呢？
Why do I insist on men?
为什么我一定要说 man 呢？
Chinese are wrong here. The
这
Chinese
个中
don't
国人是
understand
错
their
的
own，
他
language.
其
Why
实
do
不
they
懂
say
他们的
men here?
为什么他们这里是？为什么这里英文是 man 呢？
Huh? Listen. These. Go ahead, Q&A.
A Di Đà Phật, thưa thầy, khi mà giác ngộ rồi không có mà đàn ông đàn bà gì cả, chỉ là dùng chữ men.
That's right. Don't translate.
不要翻译。
I don't want the Chinese to learn this.
我不要中国人
For
学这
goodness
个。
sake. Okay, go ahead, 先生。
好，先生，请
Translate
翻译。
anyway, just to spite the Chinese.
Master, after you
师父，当你
attain enlightenment,
觉
there are
悟
no
了以后呢，
longer
就没
discrimination
有
between men
分
or
别
women.
了，分别男人跟女人了。
Who wrote this sutra?
谁写这部经的？
Yes?
法海。
法海
法海
is enlightened.
法海已经觉悟了。
So in his own words,
所以在他的
he says men.
自说，他就说 man。
Okay? Because back then he's
因为在
Chinese.
之后他是中国
Run
人。
back then is men.
人在那个时候就是 man。
Okay, Chin, let's arm wrestle over this.
我们来做这个，我们来比弯。
Offering a perspective that
腕力
maybe
较劲。
he had non
师父就
great
说
disciples.
是有可能的。
Here it's perfectly okay to use men.
但是我只是
Don't
觉得
use
他应
women
该是
because
有
I don't feel we
大
need
的
to
这个比丘
kowtow
尼
to
也是
today's
这43人这里面。
pressure to be politically
所以
correct.
说
That's
man 是没
baloney.
有
We're
错的，我
talking
不
about
需要
texts written
用今
years
天的
ago
大家
by
的这个
a
标
man,
准，说什么东西都
okay,
要讲的是
who
非
had
常
no
非
discrimination
常
no
标准
whatsoever.
的，
He
就是
chose
大
to
家现
use
在的所谓
men.
的
That's
political
translated
correct。
as men. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not our
所以
fault.
呢，
Yeah, go ahead. The woman here. She's going like this. See, now everyone is going to want to give her a microphone. Oh, she wants to say something? That quiet woman? Yeah, go ahead. You back there. Yeah.
So it was actually men, or was it men and women? But he wasn't discriminating.
Yeah.
他没有
It's,
在
you could say
在
men
分
and women.
你
You
可以
could
说是男
say
人跟
men
女
for
人，
short, the same thing.
你可以说
But
是
yeah, continue.
I just I don't think most people would understand, because if they're reading the sutra, I don't think most people would be enlightened to understand that when you say 43 men, you mean 43 men and women.
43 people.
Yeah,
is the understanding, but they use the word men.
Yeah, yes, I get that, but especially today, I don't think people would understand the term men as a substitute for the
我觉
term
得
of people.
一定，
So?
我不觉得大家会觉得是会懂说，如果我们改成 people 的话呢，他们会懂他在讲什么。他说 man 呢代表是这个
I don't know.
人类，代表人类。
Could be 43 individuals.
可以说是4个人呢，或者是可以说是4个人的，可以说是43 individuals.
Okay, because sometimes you say person is not respectful enough.
因为你说用
Because
person
these
这个字或
43
people 呢，可
individuals are
能
outstanding. How could you call them
并不
persons?
够，对他们不够尊敬，因为这43人
If
是
you
非
want to
常
be picky about it, I would
非
object to
常
persons.
卓越的
I would
人，
object
你
to
怎么可
people.
以用 person 来叫
I
他们
would
呢？
say
我会说
43
individuals.
If you want to be
如果
precise
你
about
要
it,
比
okay?
较精准的话，
You can slice and dice it
你
any way
们
you
可以
want. It
怎么
doesn't
说都
matter.
可以，
Stick to men
是
for
不
now.
重要的
Okay?，
就是这样讲 man 就好了。
Oh
目
God.
前，
What I wanted to stress is
其实我
inherited.
要讲的就是 inherited。
Sufa. Okay. What does this Chinese character mean? Help me out, please. Dictionary, Chinese dictionary. What is this thing? Is it Su? What does it mean? This is important because we need to know what kind of people, what are they do, these 43 people. What is it about the Dharma they know?
So 以就可以知道说他们懂的法是什么。
How quickly I need to move. 5 more slides away.
还有只有5个 slides.
What does it mean?
It means inherit, descendants, heirs.
How do you pronounce it?
四
Su. Okay, Su. Okay, inherited. Fine. So 43 men inherited his Dharma. Inherited is the colloquial way
Inherit 是一个口语化的方式呢，在讲这个43个人是他的法器，传的法器法器了。是正确的字眼，就是这43人呢是他的法器。
Meaning that they got the great dharmas from him.
他们从他呢得到了这个大法，
Okay,
传承了这个大法，是非常棒的，所以非常厉害呢。他有43个这么棒的这个人呢，继承了他的法。这些43人呢
are not all men, of course.
当然不是全部都是男人。
We know that there were some women there, women great disciples of his, who were there. But suffice to say, these great people, the stress is inherited. Okay.
他们讲到说，他其实他就强调他传承。对我来说，这个是43呢，其实对我来说是非常棒的。说我看到我的师父呢，不能说有43个人司法，43人司法。
43 men and women.
Now that we in the
21st century.
我们已经在这个21世纪了，我们要讲说43的。只是不能说他们是43个这个很棒的男人跟女人，他们传承了宣化上人的法门。
I'm not sure I can count how many inherited his Dharma. Anyway, so the great master had 43 outstanding monks and nuns and
他们有
lay people.
43个。非常
I
棒
assure
的
you, these 43 here
出家
also
人，以
included
及
lay
还有
people.
在家人。我相信这43人还有在家人，他呢，他不会停止他把他的法呢，能够停止他传给这个他的在家人。
And in my opinion,
在我的这个概念上呢，这些人呢，如果他们觉悟呢，他们懂这个法呢，其实非常棒的，把他们的法。就是在家人呢，他们如果可以要去把法传给这个出家人是没有关系的，但是他们必须要在一个出家人的下面再传这个法，不然呢，只是说要小心。这43位非常棒的这43位，他们呢，他们有这个非常大，得到非常这个大的气。43人，所以非常棒的。在这里看他的程度呢，他可以训练43个可以人，可以呢 把这个佛的这个工作呢继续传承下去。悟道超凡者呢，莫知其数。
Uncountable. Among the uncountable, there were only 43 great heirs to his Dharma.
所以在那个不止在这个无数的这些人里面，只有43人。
Okay.
真的传承了他的大
法。The common lot. I don't know this English phrase bother you or not. It bothers me.
Overstep the common law. 我不知道这一句英文的是不是？他其实我不喜欢这句英文。我觉得并不尊重。
Okay.
并不恭敬。
What's the proper way to say? The Chinese is 悟道超凡者。Okay. The waiting the way. Okay. 超凡is you surpass the ordinary.
Surpass the ordinary.
You don't say overstep the common law. It's like you are so common.
就说
You know,
你们很一般。
They surpass the ordinary, exceed the ordinary.
其实他们就是超越了这个 ordinary.
It's not derogative at all, derogatory at all. Okay.
就是他们超越了，就是没有嘲讽的意思在里面。
And an uncountable number walked the way, and the ordinary surpass, transcend. Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. Transcend the ordinary.
Transcend the ordinary. 英文应该翻成这样。
Is much more
是听起来
accurate here.
非常比较精准，
That's what
非常比较精准在这。这就是法海是这样子说的，法海是觉悟的人，他不会说哦，你们是这么一般。
Nothing wrong being just a normal person.
只是正常人有什么问题，又没有什么问题。
Transcend the ordinary.
所以
Please correct it.
Transcend the ordinary.
Thank you. One more here. Okay, now the comment here is 43 of his disciples were great disciples. I don't think so. I don't think he had many great disciples. The proof is that they only recognize 7 patriarchs. So those would be considered great disciples. The other 39 in my book are not great disciples. They are outstanding, but the contribution is not big enough. So 43 would be in the range of 7th ground, at least 7th ground, and of them, 4 of them probably reach upper echelon of that. Anyone? Just for your reference. Below 7.
七地以下呢，真的就是
not much to talk about.
你没有办法讲太多。
They still don't know how to teach a Dharma, therefore they cannot be considered to be
所以呢，他们没有办法说是最。 没有办法说他们是超凡的，没有办法说是这个说他们是非常卓越的。那大呢，就是说是像宣化上人，我不能说他们的弟子像宣化上人这么大，这么棒，那个深度是不够的。
The rope of belief transmitted from Bodhidharma, the Mohola rope and precious bowl conferred by Emperor Zhongzong.
达摩所传信衣，中中赐摩那宝钵。
Okay, correction. The rope of belief. What kind of English is that?
所以这个 rope of belief 讲这个所谓的信因
Buddhism
是
is not
faith。
about belief like, Catholic Daniel. I believe in
像
God.
Catholic Daniel 说，佛教
We don't
是不
believe
是
in
像
God.
不
I
是
mean,
用
we
belief 这
believe
个
in
字的
God.
不是
We
像
have
这
faith in
个
the Buddha.
Catholic Daniel 说
There's a difference.
我们是相信我们相信这个信呢，不
Belief
是像那个
here
他的那个信一样，我们的信呢在这里
My
呢
judgment.
是有我
You
的
understand?
这
I
个
don't. Please correct
我
me.
的
You English
你们可以
and white
请
people.
你们可以指正我。
Yes, I'm racist.
是的，我是非常有性别歧视的人。
Okay, so
歧视的人，种
that's
族
a
歧视的
complex
人。
inferiority. You know that. That's why I'm
那个就
racist.
是呢，其实就是我是比较，
How else would it be racist? Because you feel you're inferior.
因为你觉得你是比较低等的，所以
Never
你才
mind.
会
Okay,
有种族
belief.
歧视。
Okay, is based on
信呢，其实是在
verification from your thinking mind.
你
Please
心里
help
面
me.
的
Agree or disagree? Faith is
信呢
from
，faith 呢，所谓的英文的 faith 呢，
your tummy.
就是
I mean
从
your
他
heart.
的你的心里面，
That's a distinction in Buddhism.
这就是在佛教里面的。
That's why the Chinese has sin, which is the
中文
heart,
有心
also the mind.
但是也有这个心
And。it's by design.
其实呢，意
When
思
you
呢，就是
confused,
当你
sin
呢迷惑
refers
的时候，
to
说心
your
就是
head.
讲你的头，
When you
你的
enlighten, sin
脑子。
refers to
当
your
你
heart.
呢觉悟
That's
呢，
why the
心就代表你的
Chinese
心。所以这个
is
中文呢，
uncommittal,
他们就
uncommitted
是没
because
有办法。
they, by design, they don't.
他
They're
其
too
实
polite
并没
to
有非常
alienate
绝对的讲，因为他们
the common lot.
太
You know what I mean? So, the rope of faith, not belief. Please correct it.
所以他们太婉转了，他们不愿意去
There's no
分别
belief
这个迷
Either
惑的
you
跟
want
觉
to
悟
learn
的人，
Mahayana, by the
跟这个
way.
真的心跟你脑袋里面的心。
You need to have faith. I don't need you to believe. Care you believe or not. You can believe
我
in
不在乎
God.
你
You
信
can
不
believe
信
in Jesus.
你可以
You can
信
believe in Allah and all
这
those
个
things.
主
It's perfectly okay.
或是阿拉
But you must have faith in the Buddha's teaching.
但是你
Because that's
应该
why
要在
in our world we can have both. You can believe in God, you can believe in Jesus, you can believe in Vishnu and so forth. There's nothing wrong with that. We embrace that. But faith is
但是
what
呢，道呢，
you need
其实是
to
什么呢？
penetrate
就是你
Mahayana.
其实要
Please make sure you understand that you English-speaking people, Western language people, this is why in Mahayana it's not about belief. I believe in God, for example. I
但是呢，
believe
所
in
以这
Buddha.
中
Never say I
就
believe
是
in
说
Buddha.
你说我信，
Ever you say I believe in Buddha, you're insulting
你就说我
Mahayana.
懂。
I have
你说
faith
我
in the
believe
Buddha. I have
in
faith in my good no
Buddha 在
advisor.
英文
Why
就是你就是在
do you need to
你
have
就是在
faith and
侮
not
辱这
belief?
个这个
It's because
信，因为你就是
you
你英文要说 I
cannot
have faith in the Buddha，
understand, no matter how much
因
we
为你不能
explain
理
to
解
you.
说不管我们怎么解释呢，你是不会懂的，
You're
所以你
too
就是要有
stupid.
faith in the Buddha，因为你太
I'm
愚
not
痴
looking
了
at。anyone in
我没有在
particular.
看到任何人，好不好？
You're too stupid. Been
太
trying
愚
to
痴了
explain to you for
已经跟你
years
讲
now. You
很
still
多时候，
don't
你还
get
是
it.
不懂。
Okay, look at this way now.
好，我现在看这里。
Okay? You don't understand,
你
no
们不
matter
懂
how
不管我怎么
hard
跟
I
你讲
tried.
呢，
So
就是
all
你就
you
不
can
懂
do，is
你
have
就只能
faith
做呢，
that I'm
就是
right
呢，你相
and you
相
don't get
信
it.
你
That's
只
all you
能
can do.
说，
That's how
你就
you
只
get
能
there,
说
folks.
我
You
是
don't get
只
there
能
by
相
because
信
you
说我是
believe.
对的，你不懂，
Okay?
你
Is that
没有
clear?
这是你唯一能做的，懂吗？
To the robe of faith was transmitted from Bodhidharma. Okay, fine. Next. I'm so worked up over these translation things because they
因为我对这个翻译呢，其实让我非常难过，因为他们把这个大乘佛法的这个种子，我们试着种。如果我做那什么都不说的话，你就说为什么师父要讲跟 belief 跟 faith 的差别有什么呢？其实是非常不。
It's the difference between enlightenment and the common lot.
就是这样，差别就在于是觉悟以及这个 common lot。
317, 3 more slides.
317。
As well as a lifelike image sculpted by Fang Bian and others, articles of the way were entrusted to the attendant in charge of the stupa and were permanently retained at the Baolin Bodhi Mandala for the Bodhi Manda's protection.
即方便塑施真相，并道具永镇宝林道场。
Why they use Bodhi Mandala and the Bodhi Mandas? Is there a difference, folks?
为什么他们用
Chinese people, is there a difference here? Is there a need for emphasis between Bodhi Mandala and Bodhi Mandas? It seems to me it's the same place.
对我来说是一样的。
Yes, 3.
Thank you, Master. I'm obviously not Chinese, but my understanding is that a Bodhi Mandala is a depiction and that a Bodhi Manda is a structure that you sit on.
Bodhi Mandala 是你坐在。
Must you sit on? You can't lie on? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm being picky, but
intended for you to
but
meditate
this image
on.
of someone sitting on my church, it really is annoying.
但是有一个人坐在我的道场，但是那个像其实是很奇怪的。
So graphic.
I thought the Bodhi Manda was like a 6x6, like circular platform. No, I obviously wrong.
Okay. Go away, Tibetan people. Just kidding. I don't know what you're talking about.
他说：“我
I'm
以
just
为这个
kidding.
Bodhi Mandala 是一个。”
Chinese people help us out. Huh? Okay, never mind. Chinese people on vacation. Okay. In Chinese, it seems to me, Yongchen, okay,
并道具说是像有宝林道场。
I don't know what Yongchen means. Okay.
It's the protection 镇。永镇宝林道场。So they made this stupa. 并道具 I'm not sure what it's referring to, but 永镇宝林道场 meaning it's the protecting the 宝林 way place. I'm not sure where Bodhi Mandala came from.
And the Bodhi Manda, they added these things, that's why. Anyway, it's too petty to pick on them like this. It's not fair to these people, okay? It's okay. It's not that important, okay? It doesn't detract from the Mahayana teaching at all, so we can ignore it. Okay, next.
下一个。
The platform sutra has been transmitted to set forth the principles of our school to glorify the triple jewel and to benefit all living beings.
流传坛经，以显宗旨，兴隆三宝，普利群生者。
Okay, this is probably came from Fa Hai. The guy who
可能是
transcribed
法海。
Okay, and that's the end.
这就是结束了，就这样子，结尾了，在这。
Let's do it again. Glutton for punishment.
我们再来
Man of my heart.
讲一次。
Q&A.
I just have a comment that it's an interesting fact that
这是很有意思的。我只想讲说，
Great Master 清凉 was
清凉大
born
师呢，
25 years after the death of the sixth patriarch.
六祖出来。
So end of one era and the start of another great one very soon.
Okay, very good. Thank you for the advertisement. Okay. Anyone else has a
还有
comment?
没有别人知道呢？
Questions? So just for
就是跟你说
for
呢，
planning
还有没有别人要
purposes,
说呢？我们在这边
next
讲呢，
Sunday
下
we
星
start
期日
lecturing
呢，
on chapter
我们
1.
开始讲这
As
个
this Chinese lady here kindly reminded
是
me,
像这位
the
中国
announcement
女
is
士
next
呢，
Sunday.
很
We continue our
跟
lecture
我们说
series
呢，
with
就是下
chapter
一次
1
呢，
of the
我们继续
Avatamsaka
讲这
Sutra.
个大方广佛华严
And so
经
we
第
we're
一章。
jumping
那
into
我们
the
就开始进入
sutra
了
text itself.
这个
Okay?
经文的
And
这
so
个
this
本
first
身。
chapter here
大方广
has
佛
a
华严经
lot.
下
If
周
we go
那
by
那
very
这一
fast
周呢，
because
我们
he
会
has a
念得
lot of
非常快，
names.
因为它有很多名字，在解释呢。
It describes it enumerates the names of these attendees.
像
And
这
these
个
are big
所有
shots,
在
let me
那
tell
边
you. For your
来听
name
这个法
to
华
be
经的参加
mentioned
听
in
这
the
个法华
sutra,
经讲
you're a
经的
big shot.
所以这个是非常
And don't be
大
fooled by
的这
saying
个名字，所
by
以就是
saying
当
that
你
you
的
know
名字能
he's
够被称说呢，就
a
说你
god
是非常的大
from
人
the
物，
heaven
不要
of
说
of
你
the
是什么
fourth
天
dhyana.
神啊，
His
什
name
么
is
第四地
mentioned
天
in the
神啊，
sutra. And he
他是在
happened to
经
be
文里
in
面
the
念过
audience,
呢，他其实
sitting
在
next
那
to the
个
Buddha. Those
在
people
佛的
who
旁
are
边呢，这
names
些
are
人
mentioned
呢，
who are
这
next to the
些
Buddha.
名字
Huh?
在佛旁
They're
边的名字
not.
都有
They're
被念呢，
not.
他
They're
们
not
其实
ordinary
呢
people,
不是
ordinary
一般人，
gods.
他们
No
也不是
matter
一
what
般
you
的
call
神
them.，
不
You
管
call
你
them,
怎么
hey,
称呼
you
他们
call them
呢，
God,
不要
emperor,
叫他们是
whatever.
神啊，或
Okay,
者
you get to
是
be
帝王
disclosed
啊，
to
或
the
者是什
Buddha,
么呢？
and then
但是
your
你可
name
以
is
这么
mentioned
这么靠
in
近
this
佛呢，
particular
你的
sutra.
名字被提出来呢，在这些经文里
You
面呢，
are
你就是。
extraordinary.
不平凡的人，非
Okay?
常特别
So
的人
the
物。
mere fact we get to
所以
hear
呢
these names itself
所以我们
is
其实，当我们可以
tremendously
听到这些名字
beneficial
呢，
for
对
us,
我们来说
especially
呢
the
是
people
有非
behind
常
us.
大的利益，尤其是在我们后面的人。
They get tremendous
他们呢
benefits
其实
to
有
that.
非常
We
大的
will
这
be
个利
very
益，
helpful to them
所以
for them
会
to
非
go to
常
the pure
帮
land.
助呢，帮他们去这个极
So,
乐世界。所以
okay,
呢，
so that's
好不好
why next
所以为什
Sunday
么呢？
we
下
start
星
first
期日
chapter
呢，我们就开
of
始
the Avatamsaka
第一章
Sutra,
大
the
方广佛华
introduction,
严经。
very first chapter, and then
然后呢，
because of that we
因为如此
swap
呢，
the
我们
sutra
把那
lectures.
个
So now Friday night,
星期五晚上呢，
starting at 8, Master
8点
Xianjie,
呢，
we start lecturing on
衔接式
prologue.
呢，
We
我们
move
开
the
始讲
prologue
这个
from
prologue，
Saturday afternoon
从
to
星期六
Friday
下午
evening
呢
at
到
8 p.m.
5点，
Okay, so now we'll be lecturing on sutras
所以我们会讲这
3
个
nights. Friday night,
3点、5点，
Saturday
对不起
afternoon,
，3天晚上我们
and
都讲
Sunday
经。
afternoon.
所以呢，星期五晚
Friday
上、
night from
星期六下午，
we'll do only the Friday night
晚上
lecture
呢，
will
我
be
们只
only
讲
from
了
8 to
从8点呢
9:20,
到9
9:30
点
maximum.
9点30，
Okay, we shorten it
我们把它缩短。
because it's Friday night. What's the
因为
matter
是
with
星
you?
期五晚上。
Have a life. Yes, 6.
Were we talking about it? The Koreans are asking for it to be 8:30,
8:30?
so they have enough time between the two lectures.
Okay, 8:30 it is. We don't
Yeah.
care. It's Friday night. We can start a little bit
所以
later.
我们可以星期五晚上
Okay,
8
so
点
you have
半
more time for
所以我
dinner.
们有时间可以吃晚餐。
Okay,
好不好
8:30. Thank you for
8:30,
pointing it
yeah.
out. So plan for about an hour and a half, let's say.
所以
Okay.
大概1个
If
半
you
小时
complain it's
吧。
too long, I shorten
如果
it to
你
an
说
hour and
太
20
长，我
minutes.
可以把
Okay,
它
that's the normal
转
lecture
到1个
length
小时20
at
分
the
钟。大
my
部分
master's
的
time.
在我师父的道
All
场
right.
差不多1个小时20分钟。
8:30 to let's say 10 o'clock is the
8点
prologue
半到10点
lecture
呢，就是
on next
prologue 的
Friday.
经文，
So we
下
move
星期
it.
五。
And
然后呢，
next Saturday
下
afternoon
个
at
星期六下午
12:30, is
呢，
it?
在12
12:30,
点半呢，
we
我们
cycle back
开
to
始
the
回来
beginning of the
继
sixth
续
page
再
of
讲六
sutra,
祖坛经。
and we explain again
我们
the
重
sixth
新
page
再
of
解释一
sutra
次。
from an English or 21st century
从
perspective,
这个
because
21
we
世
have
纪
to
的
do
角
it
度
as I
来
said.
读，因为就
Because
像我
when
讲
I
的，我
first
们必
started
须
4
要
years
呢，
ago, I
4年前开始
obediently
呢，
and
我呢
respectfully,
非常
obsequiously
呢
followed Master Shenhua's
宣
style. Okay?
依照宣化上人的这
And
个
now it's time for us
表示，
to
依
get
照宣
out
化的
from
方式
under
呢，
his
但现
shadow
在呢，
and
我
do
们
it
已经
our
可以脱离他的
American
这
style.
个
Okay? So
方式呢，
I don't
来
know
做
what's
这个
going to
美
happen,
式
but
的
I
这个
think
六
it's
祖坛
not
经，
going to
我
be
不知道
Chinese at all.
为什么，但
We'll
是
still
它就不
consult
会
the
是
Chinese
Chinese，
and
我们
welcome
还
the
是会
Chinese
问
input
Chinese，
as well.
问他们的意见，但是呢，我们
But
呢，
I think it's
但是呢，
worthwhile to
我觉得
revisit
是
that
可以
because
呢，
this is the
可以
most
去
important text we have that documents how one of the greatest teachers in the
讲
history
我
of
们这
Chinese
个
Buddhism
在中国呢，
taught
这是
the
最好
Sutton
的方
teaching.
式呢。在中
Okay?
国的历史
And
上呢，最大的一
unfortunately,
个祖师
the
教的顿
Chinese
教，但是中国呢
explanation,
的解释
in
呢，
my opinion,
在我的个
doesn't
人
do
的
justice to this style of certain teaching.
以我个人的
And we should
感
not
觉，我个人认为呢，并没有办
should
法
not
可以
be
把这个中文
afraid
呢讲得
to take
清，
chances
解释得非常，
and
可以
interpret
把
it from
它
from our time,
把这个
from
中
our
文
from
的
the
教
perspective
导
of our
呢，可
21st
以
century,
解释得很
and
好，把
put
它
more
解释成
emphasis
英
on
文。所
the
以
Sutton
呢，
teaching.
我现
Okay?
在要用同样的
So
方式呢，可以用
that's
21
our
世纪
stamp.
的方式，再
American-
把这个
American
美式
Sutton
的
teaching.
这个解释，美式的这个
Yes.
顿教呢。
Master, for Saturday lecture, after do we do the rebirth transference as well?
Saturday lecture?
No, Friday lecture, Friday night lecture.
Every single Friday lecture, for every single lecture we do transference because it's
每一个这个
for the additional
lecture 呢
work,
每一个这
it would be
个经文
tremendously
的
helpful to the for rebirth, people seeking rebirth.
每一次我们
Especially
讲经的后
during
面，
this
我们都会做这
short period
个
of 49 days only.
往
The more blessings, the
生回
better.
向。所以
So
49
absolutely, we
天是
will
非
have
常短的，
transference.
所以呢，
Every
星期五
single
晚上
sutra
呢，我
lecture.
们每次讲经之后呢，我
Eight.
们都会做往生回向。
From
第八
Jane, starting a bit early for East Coast people at 8 p.m. Pacific PCT.
就是给这个东部时间呢，如果可
So,
以早
so,
8
so
点呢，
for East
可
Coast
以呢
people, they
对
asked
东岸的时
that
间，他们希望可
we
以
move
8
it
点
half
开
an
始。
hour earlier. Okay? Let's see, 8 o'clock.
8
So
点
that's 11
那是到11点
ECT. Okay?
ECT。
11 to 12:30. What time
11
do
点到
bars
12
close
点
in
半
New York?
在纽约 bars 是什么时候关呢
6 a.m. We have plenty
？6
of time. What are you
你还
complaining
是有很多
about?
时间呢，你在抱怨什么呢？
Seriously, you guys. Yes, 8.
Koenig said 8:30 p.m. on Friday will be overlap with mantra session. Mantra session is from 9 to 10 p.m. I think in Korea with Venbo Shenji.
It doesn't overlap with mental session. What is Kenix coming from?
On Friday night at 8, from 9 to 10 p.m., they have mantra session
Where?
in
在
Korea.
Who cares?
在韩国，他们有这个 mantra session， 在
Excuse me?
星期六早上。
It's
他们是有
Korea.
的，是韩国。
We are United States
我
of
们在美国。
America. Yes, 8.
Ju Kong. In Korea, we prefer 8:30 because that's 12:30 for us on Saturday. Otherwise, we don't have time to do lunch. Don't worry about the mantra. We need to change that one. Emily, 8:30 p.m. is Chicago time, 10:30 p.m.
8点半是芝加哥时间10点半。
Anyone from Europe at all?
还有没有任何从欧洲来的人？
In the future, we're going to open a way place in Europe. I'm telling you in advance. Brace yourself for it. And every time we set up a Thai Sutra lecture, like, 2 in the morning in Europe. Or Kamchatka, Africa. Oh my God, it's gonna go crazy. I'm gonna have to lecture every single day just to you know. Oh yeah. Give an inch and they ask for a mile. Oh, good Lord. 8:30 it is.
好，8点半。
Okay?
我决定8点半。
Because Master Xianjie says so. You can complain with him.
你们可以跟他抱怨。
Okay, hey, guess what? It's exactly the end of the lecture. Time is up. Huh? Thank you, everyone. Yeah, good job. Thank you so much. It's fun, huh? I mean, I'm serious when I said thank you. I'm not joking at all. Because it's you who came. And I must admit to you that I go off script every single lecture. So it's not my fault, it's your fault. Because I only responded to you. And whatever you did drove me away from my common lot. Okay? So it's fun, this kind of thing here, because it turns out that you inspired me and to misbehave and make a fool of myself. And so together we're making music. We're making this, creating something here called the American Mahayana or something. Okay? Even though so few of you are Americans. I mean, are white. Okay, everyone, thank you. Okay.
Q&A has a